I know Emerald Kingdom got bothered on the speed, but like it did not for the entire 1400 meters. It
Yeah.
was
I
out
just,
on its own, and
I'll,
it still kept coming in the straight. And
I just hit record.
me.
I just hit record while you were crying, just so everyone could see. Good evening. Welcome to the Inside Feed Punters Club podcast. We were just discussing last week, Emerald Kingdom beat Trav Frayne's tip, Sophie's Gold Class, and admittedly beat it by about half a length. Sophie's Gold Class was high-fiving the attendants on the outside running rail. But Emerald Kingdom was taken on in front. It was a good win. Anyways,
two very good runs, but one from the winner and one from Sophie's Gold Class. I still think though, with a bit of cover in the run, it has too much. It has too much in the last 200 meters and swamps Emerald Kingdom. But hey, that's racing.
That is racing. And thank God it didn't.
I might get over it.
Thank God it didn't. Frame train. Back to how good there's good racing this weekend. CF4 Stakes Group 1 CF4 Stakes at Caulfield. Going to dive straight in. Frame train. How you travelling? I'll just give everyone a quick update. I think I texted you this. What were our banks?
Well, you're flying. That's why you texted it to me.
Correct.
And
I'm 245. My multi landed last week because I had Behemoth, Emerald Kingdom, and then Platinum Euros and Master Crusader was scratched. The other one I had was Savatiano taken off, which both won, and then I had Tambo's Mate the place at $3, and Tambo's Mate was 9 into 350 or something, and just did nothing.
Yeah, mate. Every minute his dog was on it. I was so confident. I was like, the money is just too. It was one of those betting moves where it wasn't like fives into threes. It was big double figures and
significant
crunched.
and sustained betting.
And ran like a busted. Like absolutely no reason for it to be supported at all.
Not even close to running a decent race. Right, Frame Train. Let's start. We haven't rehearsed any of this as per every week, but Sydney, Melbourne, are you playing this week or are you?
Yeah. I'm getting involved in all three big metro tracks. Yeah.
Yourselves in, punters. Right, well, let's start in Sydney where there's a lot of short price favourites. And if they can't win, then a lot of value subsequently. Or consequently. So, Frame Train, what have you got for us in Sydney this week? Good races there.
I've got two tips in Sydney. One, I'm taking on a short price favourite, and one I'm with a short price favourite. So I'll start in race 5. I'm going number 9, Ashima, to beat the heavily spruiked and the boom horse Profiteer. Reason being, this is all dollars related and 2-year-olds and first way of going around the Sydney track for Profiteer. It trialled well, but first time in race conditions. I just think $8 for Ashima. It will follow Profiteer everywhere. You're still getting $2.20. I think $2.25 the place is better value than $1.75 the win for Profiteer as well. So have a bit on the win at $8. It will have its back, I'd imagine. Profiteer's back the whole race and hopefully can just find a little bit in the last 100. That's what I'm playing with. I think they come out of barriers 6 and 7, so it'll be hopefully just right on there, just tacking on.
Yeah.
And then the next race,
I'm laying that favourite too. I did trial well that way of going, but that no pressure in the trial. I don't know. Flemington win was all right. I don't know. It's a field of 55. There's like 16 horses in this. There'll be a lot of tempo. At $1.75, I think it's an absolute. Just let that one, Marnus Labuschagne, that one through the keeper.
Yeah. So then the next race, I'm with North Pacific. I think it's a gun horse. Had some really good results last preparation. Resumes here. Good first up. $2.25. I'm with that. I think that's of the shorties, that's the one that it's over $2. So you're still getting a little bit of value. You're not taking like $1.35 like some of the other ones earlier in the day and whatnot. But I think it can definitely win that. Peltzer, like good horse, Prague, good horse, all that sort of stuff. But happy to play at 225.
Yeah, if I had a gun to my head, I'd back North Pacific. I just think first up over 1,200. I think the face will run them along, and I reckon it'll be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just wary about the 1,200 first up, so I'm not going to bet in that one either. I think it's a bit of a death trap, Sydney, on Saturday, so I'm treading very, very carefully, Frayne. So carefully that I'm just having the one bet, and that will be a short price favourite. But not the shortest price favourite. So race 7 for me, number 1, Ole Kirk for J-Mac and the Hawks team. If North Pacific wins, then they'll probably have all their money on Ole Kirk and I'll jump $1.50, but $2.40 currently on play up. I think Dame Giselle's obviously the big danger, but Dame Giselle did trial behind Nature Strip fairly well. I just don't know if it's got the brilliance that Ole Kirk's got, and relative to their handicaps, Ole Kirk only giving this field either set weights or 2 kilos is an absolute bloody luxury. So I'll go with Ole Kirk, race 7, number 1 in Sydney. Tommy Berry would normally ride, I think, but I think Ole Kirk got scratched last week, so he must have already been booked for the Dame Giselle ride. So I am not worried by that at all. So that's it for 2 for Frayne Train in Sydney, Ashima and North Pacific, and I am with Ole Kirk in the 7th. Let's go to Eagle Farm, Frayne Train, because that's a bit of a quiet meeting, I suppose, on the weekend. And we'll get into the Group 1 stuff in Melbourne a little bit later. What have you found in Brisbane for this weekend?
I'm going back. Well, I've only got 2 bets, but my first one's in race 6, and I'm going back to a horse which I think we've tipped a few times on this podcast, and it's had some flashy runs and let us down a couple of times, but I just got to keep backing it, and that's Baller, the top weight. It's got 59 kilos, but it's Eagle Farm, and hopefully it. I think there's enough pace in the race. I just hope they don't snag it right back to last. It's not the best barrier, but if it can just sit a bit closer than the last pair, or maybe not the second last pair, and can use the big Eagle Farm straight, I think it handles the surface all right over there. And yeah, I just got to back it. It's going to win, and I don't want it to win without me.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, I'm absolutely with you. I've got 2 bets in Brisbane, and Baller is definitely one of those. Like Jim Byrne on it, I think he'll really strong rider. I think he'll happily be 3 wide with cover, hopefully. Don't want to be too far back. But I am with race 6, number 1, Baller with Frayne Train. What's your other one on the card, Frayne?
And then to the last, I've gone a bit of value. I definitely buy into the theory that I think some horses are Eagle Farm horses and some horses aren't, given everything that is sort of topical at the moment with that track. And I'm with number 8, Sea Raider. It's had a decent prep, mixing its form a little bit with a couple of average sort of runs, but then a win and a place. But it goes over to Eagle Farm, where it's 1 win and 1/3 from its 2 starts. It's 3 from 4 at 1,400 meters. So I'm happy to play at 15 and 440. I think it is, or 390. Sorry.
Yeah. Do love it. You do love finding a bit of value in Brisbane, don't you?
Yeah. Well, they do, like, it's not all favourites every week up here, especially at Eagle Farm. There's more likely to have a blowout there with the dodgy surface. So
I have backed Sea Raider for a win at Eagle Farm before. I remember that day fondly. So 2 for Frayne Train, Baller in the 6th, and in the last race, Sea Raider. I'm with Frayne. Baller, I think, is a really good bet on the weekend. I think it's a pretty thin race, to be honest. I can't really see. Maybe You Make Me Smile might be the danger, sitting on speed and giving a kick, but Baller for me. And the other one, I'm going to race 4, horse that has been really good to us in the past and won on the weekend, and I've tipped it as the best on the weekend before. That's Star of Michelin. Sheridan Tomlinson, don't know much about him or her, but I think it's a guy. But he has the key to this horse, has a great record on the horse. And in this race, there's no speed in this race at all. Spectroscope, I think Rod will take Spectroscope forward. And I think Star of Michelin from barrier 2 with 52.5 kilos on its back will sit just behind. And then I think in the straight, he'll make it a staying test and he'll go straight past them, and he'll make the favourites Ligulate and Matawi really carry their 59, and I think the other one, Matawi's got 57. So I think Star of Michelin is a great bet at about $5.50 on play up to pinch this one on the turn, to really have a crack. 600 from home to really go for home with no weight on its back. So for me, race 4, number 4, Star of Michelin, and race 6, number 1, Baller. Frayne Train and I, we aligned, the heavens aligned last week. Frayne Train with Tambo's mate, and he still hasn't finished. So he was 9 into 352, so that's a shame. But that's all right. All right, the bumper racing on the weekend, although Sydney's very good, but Caulfield Racing is the Group 1 CF4 Stakes. Frayne Train, what have you got for us in Melbourne?
Yeah, playing in the second race, which is the fillies prelude. So there's some good young horses there. There's a bit of a tip getting around for number 7, Scorched Earth. It's I think it's on the back of a really strong trial performance. So and there's been a stack of money for it since the markets have opened, sort of 18 into I think $12 on play up at the moment. So I'm with number 7 each way. It's got a good barrier. So I think it'll sit there nice and handy, and you want to be there in the first few races on a Saturday meeting at Caulfield. So happy with that. Then heading over to a bit later in the card, the Cox Plate winner is running around in race 8, Sir Dragonet, and I'm going to back it because I think it's a really good chance. I think there's a bit of rain forecast around for Friday, and this horse on rain-affected ground, 6 starts on a soft, 3 wins, 2 seconds, and 1 second on a heavy. I think any sort of rain-affected soft 5 or worse, it'll come into its own and probably shorten up. But even without that, good first up record. There's been a bit of a spruik around it. There are some genuinely good horses in here, but I just think it's a class above the likes of Imaging and Streets of Avalon and whatnot. Blaze Jowski. Humidor first up, could run a race like it did last prep, but happy to be with Sir Dragonet at 240 odd. And then playing in the last race, one at a little bit of value, How Romantic, number 7. So that's race 9, number 7, How Romantic, $6 to win, $2 a place. So each way there, last prep and the prep before that, it's just a real honest horse, real trier. So I definitely think it's going to be in the finish. Whether it wins might be another thing, but at those sort of place odds, you can have a little throw at the stumps, and once again, it'll be racing up on speed. It'll be nice and handy, and hopefully it can hold on.
Cool. So 3 for Frayne Train in Melbourne. Absolute stocking fillers there. Race 2, number what was it? Number 7.
Scorched Earth.
I did watch its trial and trial very impressively. Thanks, James. All right, I've got the 3 in Melbourne. I'll start in race 8, which is the CF4 Stakes. I am with you again. Sir Dragonet for me. Any rain would be an absolute luxury. I think this is so. I watched its trial today. Bossy rode it. It went to the front. So it's a horse that's never actually run below 2,000 metres before. Never run a race below 2,000 metres. This is a 1,400 metre race, but they've obviously trained it accordingly, and it showed speed. Bossy was pretty much asleep on it. Didn't do a thing. I can't see a danger. Like 270, I think Crosshaven, which is hard in the market, will go forward and show them, lead them up. But I just think Sir Dragonet will sit maybe third the fence. Can't see Arcadia Prince or Blaze Jowski holding that spot on the rail inside of it. So I think it sits third the fence. Bossy gets a bit of luck and it wins easily. So race 8, number 2, did think about making it the best of the weekend, but I didn't. Race 9, I'm going to go against you in race 9. I think How Romantic will sit outside Grey Worm and they'll set up a bit of speed in the race. And I really like the trial of Garner in Adelaide. And Craig Williams jumps on in barrier 2, $6.50 on play up. I'm really keen on this. Normally it's a bit of a get back run on horse, or has been for most of its career. In the trial, it sat outside the lead, and I think it'll show a bit of speed here and sits third the fence behind Grey Worm. And again, I think in the last 50 metres, Garner will just nab them late. So I'm going to go race 9, number 4, Garner. And my best bet of the weekend across all venues is in the 5th race at Caulfield. I think this is the bet of the day. It is race 5, number 10, Pinkham, for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. Michael Walker rides, $2.35 on player. If you watch this trial, which is in our article on the website, it trialled like an absolute bomb. Its win on debut was outstanding. It was on a soft track. Its trial, I think, was on a soft track as well. Barrier 10 is not ideal, but I think with a bit of open space, it'll just find its way across outside the lead, which might be La Mexicana, which is the obvious danger in the race. But this is a quality horse, and Mick Price spoke glowingly of it. So bet of the day, race 5 at Caulfield, number 10, Pinkham, $2.35 on play up. I think that one will be winning for sure. And Sir Dragonet is probably not far behind it, so that might be a good all-up frame train. So that's me for the weekend. If you've got, you do have $100 to spend, frame train. So your balance frame, just so all the viewers and listeners know, I did the math after last weekend. You're at $75. So you start with $100 at the start of the year. You've lost 25. I'm at 245 after my multi saluted last week. And had Tambo's mate run a place, I would be at about 1,500, but he didn't. So there you go. So how are you spending $100 this week, front train?
I'm actually going outside of the 3 metros that we mentioned. There's one horse running around that's first up at the Sunny Coast tomorrow night. It's in race 6, Parangus at 380. And I think it's a horse that's got a lot more upside, and it's better than the horses that it's racing. It's drawn in barrier 4. It'll probably sit midfield or a bit better, trained on the track, and I'm going to be all around. I think it's a little bit better over further, but I think first up, it's just better than these, I think. So
I love that.
380.
I love that little cheeky Friday night tip. That's fantastic, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going 50 on that at 380 at play up at the moment. And then my other 50, I'm going to go a little double. I'm going to go Ashima to place at 225 into Sir Dragonet to win at 240. So I haven't done the maths.
120 by 225. What's that? Probably about 250, 260. Is that about right? Something like that.
No, 225 by 240. So $5.40 for $50. Ashima to place into Sir Dragonet to win.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I fucked that up. Yeah, no, you're right. I was trying to jib you. You're too quick for me. Okay, good betting. I love the Friday night tip. I'm going really aggressive because I'm at 245 balance. I've got a bit of play money. I'm going to go a 3-leg multi for the punters out there, $100 on the win. All right, so I would say sharpen your pencils, but we'll flash it up on the screen. If you're listening, then write these down. Got to go the best bet of the weekend. So race 5 at Caulfield, Pinkham. I'm going $100 multi on this straight out. Pinkham, all up Sir Dragonet. So race 8, Caulfield, Sir Dragonet. And then I'm going Ole Kirk in Sydney. So I think it's about 235 by 270 by 250. You get about 16 to 100 on, 1,600 back. All right, so 100 on Pinkham, Sir Dragonet, Ole Kirk. That's my multi for the weekend, or my $100 spend for the weekend. And that wins. We're all laughing. All right, frame train. Oh, well, we were filming this during the innings break of the heat, but then it started raining. They're going to need about 400 off 20 overs, so they could be fucked. So it might be a Scorchers Sixers final, which is a shame, but hopefully Lenny just comes out and scores 100. We'll see what happens. Outside of that Super Bowl, I didn't tell you that we'd be talking about this, but all I want.
No, that's
do you have a prediction for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think the Tom Brady hype train will come to an end here, and I think the Kansas City Chiefs I think the line is 6 points. It was the last time I checked. I don't know if it's moved, but I think the -6 for Kansas City will be happening. I think it'll be an absolute shootout with touchdowns, both quality quarterbacks, but I think Kansas City with sort of better defense and better threats will cover the -6 line.
soundbite we're gonna run with when we promote that is that the Tom Brady era is coming to an end, or whatever you just said. So
No, I said that the hype train for the season. I'm not writing off his career. I'm not putting a coffin like he's not done for his career. Just this season, they've done an amazing job to get to the Super Bowl and knock over some big scalps along the way in the Saints and the Packers. But I think the Chiefs will be too good for them.
Lovely. I don't think there's much else to bet on over the weekend. I'm sure there's two flies crawling up a wall fine. But apart from that, the Reds play a trial tomorrow night against the Waratahs. A couple of Crichton brothers running around in the Reds outfit for the first time, which makes me really happy. So good luck to the Queensland Reds boys. Frame train, that's about it. No doubt Saturday Arvo. Actually, I'll be on the piss Saturday night. So hopefully this multi's won. And I'm in Toowoomba. Hopefully, I'm shouting the great city of Toowoomba some beers at the local. Yeah. Aside from that, we'll be back next week. I don't think there's anything else, and hopefully our pockets are fucking full. Frayno.
Let's hope so.
Let's fucking hope so. Thank you, one and all. We'll be back next week with more racing, and the racing only gets better. So fucking switch on. Thank you. Bye bye.